This is Mr. Beast, the biggest YouTuber ever who's turned his logo into a globally recognized brand and has also planted 1,000,000 trees. But his newest project, TeamWater, might just be the worst branding I've ever seen. When I opened this hoodie in the mail, my wife and I both looked at each other like, how did this get approved? It's honestly not that bad, but when you compare it to the other Beast brands like Feastables, Lunchly, Beast Burger, Beast Games, everything he has done has a very consistent look to it, and you kind of get used to that style. Clearly, there are a lot of people working behind the scenes to create a very consistent brand for Mr. Beast. I want to do a little deep dive today on the design choices of this logo, and I'm even going to do a little redesign, maybe to see if Jimmy wants to change his mind on the TeamWater logo before it's too late. So first of all, what is TeamWater? This is Mr. Beast's third major fundraising campaign. The first one was Team Trees in 2019, and the most recent one was Team Seas, which he removed 30 million pounds of trash from the ocean. Now there's Team Water, and the goal here is to raise $40 million in just 1 month, this month of August, to provide clean water for people in need. They're working with an organization, nonprofit called Water Aid. It's all very legit, and it's going to be great. But first, we've got to talk about the logo. So obviously, Mr. Beast has done this before, and this is not a new brand, which I'm going to touch more on later. So that then begs the question, why does this logo look like a graphic design project from high school? Let's open up my laptop, and I'm going to show you a couple of things and break down this design. So first, real quick, I want to show you kind of what his other brands look like. So here is the kind of typical Mr. Beast brand. Here's his typical Panther logo. It's blue and pink. And then he's got this kind of energetic, very bold font. We do the impossible. It's all very energetic and animated. It feels like his videos. If we go to Feastables, which is his candy brand, you can see this is, again, cartoonish, energetic, blue, pink, very polished, vector-based. Overall, it's just very clean looking. Well, not clean, just polished. It's very polished, very put together, very professionally done, you can tell. It looks great. Here's Beast Philanthropy, which is his charity organization. And again, blue and pink, bold, energetic, cartoony icons. And I also want to show you Lunchly, which I have a Lunchly. Here is Lunchly. And this is obviously good packaging. Again, bold, energetic, cartoony, vectorized. You can see there's a style going on across all of these brands. And now if we go to TeamWater, you can see this logo is looking a little boring in comparison. And if we go back in time, here's Team Seas, very similar, very flat. And Team Trees, again, very flat design. They're not bad, but they don't make sense for the Beast brand. And of course, Mr. Beast isn't doing this on his own. There's plenty of people involved, and even Mark Rober seems to be a partner in these. But that being said, it is a kind of a Mr. Beast project, and just like Lunchly is a partnership with Prime, it still has that Mr. Beast brand leading the way. Now I'm going to break down 5 objective reasons why this TeamWater logo isn't really standing up to the rest of his brands. So the first reason is the typography. This typeface that they use is called Sora, and it looks fine, but it is a very kind of boring typeface. And it's also not consistent with the rest of their marketing materials. Let me show you. So for example, this is a 1-page graphic that they created to kind of explain the goal of TeamWater. And you can see here they use a really cool looking font. And then they use that as the header font, but the TeamWater logo font seems to be completely different. I can't even tell if the TeamWater logo font is the same as the body text, and it doesn't look like it. I don't know. It could be. It looks the same as this "Let's do it," do this text. I think it just looks different lowercase. But my point is they're using a really fun, energetic font for the flyer, and like these two things, this TeamWater logo and this TeamWater, #TeamWater here, don't match. They're not consistent at all. So the second problem with this logo is it's kind of boring. It doesn't really excite you, and it doesn't really tell you what this is about visually. In fact, this logo kind of just looks like the city's water department is having their team retreat, and they made t-shirts and just stuck it on a hoodie. This fundraiser is about raising $40 million in 1 month, so there's a huge sense of urgency there. It's also about helping people in need. It's about community. And of course, it's about water, but it's also not just putting down wells. It is putting infrastructure down in many places. So it's not just like a little water droplet here. It is a massive fundraiser. And I don't feel like that's expressed in this at all. The third problem, which is very similar on that topic, is there's no energy. There's no personality. There's none of that beast-like brand that's exciting to you. And this campaign, again, is about exciting people and getting them all involved so that we can all donate and make this better. My fourth problem is the hoodie. This hoodie. And like I said, it kind of just looks like, they just took the logo and slapped it on there. And I think that's a missed opportunity where you could have had a lot more creativity with the streetwear style. And the back actually looks kind of cool. But the back has this like cool TeamWater. It's got a little bit more going on, but the front is pretty dry. No pun intended. And then the fifth problem is the marketing material. And it's not that the marketing material is bad, it's that it's great. Let me show you. So this is kind of an example of the starter pack. This is what they sent out to the creators to get everybody excited about making videos about TeamWater. And you can see it's actually really cool. If you just kind of cover up, let's just scroll up and cover up the logo. This is awesome. This is great branding. I love the color palette. I like the little foam fingers because it's like a team event. I love these water ripples, this little button, and all of their icons are great. They have that like Mr. Beast style shadow going on. Like these are all custom made from the looks of it. And it's just very exciting. This is everything that it needs to be. And then you scroll up and there's the TeamWater logo and it just does not fit in at all. That's just one example. They have a ton of really cool stuff. This video starts out with a really cool animation. Like that was cool. Here's their messaging guide, which is fun. I love the water droplets. I like the hand-drawn exclamation marks and the squiggles. This squiggle feels just like this squiggle. Look at that. I bet you that's the same squiggle. Oh, it's not the same squiggle, but it's very similar. Even this is like ripped paper. Like these could have just been rectangles. Oh, it's not ripped paper. It's waves. It's got a wave pattern on the side. Like all this stuff is so good, and it's honestly a really comprehensive and thought out brand. Like the people putting together the messaging guide and all of these materials, it's really, really cool. Here's another thing I just found. This looks great too, very consistent. And he's got the Mr. Beast and the Mark Rober logos down there. They're using the foam finger as a call to action piece. And again, all the icons are just perfect. So that's really my major problem with this logo, is it just doesn't stack up with the rest of the brand. In fact, even in this brand guidelines, you can see they made the primary typeface the bungee, the cool font. They made the primary typeface the cool font, and the secondary typeface is the boring TeamWater logo font. So the logo doesn't even have the primary typeface on it. So like I pointed out earlier, if we pull the Team Trees logo in here, and let's grab the Team Seas logo, you can see this logo is very consistent. It's just not consistent to Mr. Beast. It's consistent to their past campaigns. Now, I think the challenge here is that Team Trees, the first campaign, launched in 2019. And it might not feel like it, but that was 5 years ago. Mr. Beast's brands have leveled up since 5 years ago, and they look way different and way better now. So now the contrast between these team logos and the Mr. Beast logos is pretty stark. I don't know if they're being forced to keep using this style or if they're forcing themselves to keep using this style, but I wanted to not just be all talk, and I wanted to see what would it look like if TeamWater was branded the way I think that most of us expect it to be with Mr. Beast's current style. So I made 2 quick concepts. sketched them out on my notepad here, and then brought it into Illustrator. So going off of the Mr. Beast style here, I see that he does a lot of this like stroke, which I like to do with my Grayson's Graphics logo here. He does a lot of the cartoon style, a lot of vector, very poppy colors, and very bold shadows. So I've pulled their what did they call it? Bungee. I pulled their Bungee font out, and these were the color palettes from the brand guidelines. And I decided to make a mock-up of what it would look like if they took the TeamWater logo and just redesigned it as it is. And I think this is what that looks like. So you can see I kept the general idea of curved text, the TeamWater, and the water droplet. I kept the same colors, and all I did was kind of Mr. Beastify it so it looks the way it does with his other brands. I increased the energy, I made it not so flat, I added his like standard shadows, and I made that water droplet just a little bit wider and fatter. And I think that actually made me like the water droplet a lot more, because now it looks kind of like it's coming out of a faucet, which again, I think that's the whole point. This isn't just building wells, this is building infrastructure for people. It's building water systems that will last decades. So I like this idea a lot better, and I think it communicates that a little bit more while matching Mr. Beast's current style and upping the energy. Now for my second logo concept, I wanted to do something that was a little bit different. So I went with this style. So for this, I imagine kind of a giant wave coming to crash right at you. And that's kind of the idea here. I drew this sketch. This sketch was my original idea. I wanted this big wave that was heading straight towards you, because again, this is supposed to be a massive campaign that is trying to raise $40 million in 1 month. I think there's a sense of urgency there, and it's trying to make a huge impact. So I didn't want just a little water droplet. I wanted to show that this is a worldwide global TeamWater initiative that's coming right at you. This one's a little bit different than Mr. Beast's current brands, but I think it's a lot closer than the current flat logo. And this was sort of just my initial concept. So these are the 3 TeamWater logos. You can let me know in the comments which one you like the best. All in all, this is actually a really good brand. It's not bad at all, and they have an amazing amount of marketing materials and brand assets. The logo is just a little bit dated compared to the rest of the brand, but to be honest, it's not that big of a deal. And the real reason I wanted to make this video was just to raise awareness about TeamWater in my own way. I think this is a great cause. I'm grateful to have been born in a country where I have access to clean water, but others are not so lucky, and that can change. This is, like I said, a legitimate fundraiser by WaterAid America. So if you want to donate, there's a QR code right over here, and I also put a link in the description. This is not a sponsored video. This is just genuinely a good cause. So donate below, click subscribe, and if you like this video, you might like this other video. YouTube is recommending it to you, and I think YouTube knows you better than me, so you probably will like it. And I'll see you in the next one.